Probably should put yourself on Do Not Disturb when you're doing e-racing, really. That should be the advisory thing we should give for the actual races.
Okay, so we're just waiting for them to select their strategies.
By the way, for you people who have only just actually joined, this is a pre-season for FOR, which is a league that is doing F1 and a few other games. This is pre-season, not an actual race. The actual race will be in 2 weeks' time. But anyway, we now have 5 red lights. 1, 2, 3, 4,
and
5
away we go.
Red lights.
Matthew's got a very good start. And Fan is coming right up next to him.
And that is absolutely close. That looks almost like 4 wide. Matthew can't hardly keep first place.
Matt has got
Ben, we can't
place.
keep speaking at the same time.
Oh, he's gone
Can you just let me do it? You remember your place, Ben. Anyway, F1 Ham 44 in first. Dawdy now down in second. Matthew down to 5th. Not a great start. Always down in 4th. A few different laps down to 9th.
Back place.
Now Aaron back place is getting up. We've now got 12 people because Tilted Feather has joined. I've only just realised that. And Tilted Feather is now in 11th. Dale down in 12th. But F1 Ham 44 leads. And look at Brandon on the outside of Dawdy. Going into that corner. What a move that was. He's now got Jacob right behind as Dawdy. And, oh, that could be very close with... Oh, and he's hit him just a slight bit as Jacob. Bit of lag bubble. Oh, and being forced off on the back there is Aaron Batplays by... No, not Aaron Batplays, sorry. Dragon Pro was being forced off by that Aaron Batplays. I think, what is going on there? Claire Aston trying to get ahead of Dragon Pro, actually. He's just behind him. I'm watching him. Oh, they don't want to overtake through here. That will go terribly wrong.
Barney spun.
Oh, and Ballistic Barney has spun it. Didn't even see that one. He's down in 9th now. That's down 4 places. Has he? Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh, and he's just hit Tilted Feather, actually.
Oh,
anyway, F1 Ham 44 on lap 1. What a terrible start for Matthew. It was on pole. F1 Ham 44 leads. Matthew has to, of course, come in. And so does Tilted Feather. And so does Ballistic Barney. And they hit into the pits. Oh my goodness me, and Matthew's got a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
People in the
it goes from bad to worse.
This is a horrible... I think Tilted Feather and Matthew have collided.
Oh, and Dawdy and Brannon are together again. They're having a little bit of a battle.
I think Tilted Feather and Racing Enderman collided because they both had no front wing.
By the way, Ben, when I do the lights out, you just need to let me do it for about... up until we get until the end of Sector 1.
Okay.
For next time. Anyway, Georgie, now on the back of Brandon. Probably not the best chance to overtake through here. And Jacob really close again. But the problem is that he has that poor exit. Dragon Pro now has a 5-second stop-go penalty for gaining 1 place. Probably under yellows, maybe. Gained an illegal advantage, maybe. Aaron going wide. Aaron really struggling now. Ballistic Barney's has got going, so is Matthew. And Tilted Feather is along with Matthew, who's an AI, actually. So that's why there's a problem. He was turned into AI. Anyway, let's watch Dawdy.
Oh, they're side by side.
Jacob. Yep. Matthew has to go to the outside, and that's what's caused the problem there. And Tilted Feather has got the position. I don't imagine Matthew would have a chance at going down here. Anyway, F1 Ham 44 sets another fastest lap. But we have Georgie on the back of Brandon here. We have Georgie on the back of Brandon. That's not important, Ben. We have a position for second here. And has Georgie got it? Now Jacob's getting involved and Brandon cuts back off the corner. But now Georgie has the better run. And Brandon just hit Georgie there and he's down to 4th. I did see that.
We have
so there'll
King
probably
Gamers,
be an investigation into that.
Right behind.
King Gamers now catching up as well. Really, the big battle here is second to 5th.
I think Ham Fan
F1
is
Ham
basically
44 just in the lead. Look at him there.
His only contender was really Racing Enderman, but he's dead last. And Rapid Race is up to second, but Brandon and Rapid Racer are going side by side into turn 10.
That's not a place you want to go, side by side. And that's gave a
re-overtaking him.
That's gave Georgie a run.
Brandon's back up to P2, battle for P2 here, and then Georgie's re-overtaking him. Jacob's just going to slot back right in behind, and it's a nice overtake by Georgie.
And he was. And meanwhile, that's happening. F1 Ham 44 is just getting away. King Game's not gaining so much now. He's about second behind. There's no real other big battle, to be honest. They're all splitting apart now.
D Hopkins, Dale, I should say, is starting to catch Claret.
Trying to catch Claret. He's on soft as well. But here we go, onto the straight again with Brandon, Georgie. Anyway, let's go on board with Georgie.
Onto the outside.
Onto the outside. A very weird line there. Coming into turn 1. Will Jacob have a chance? Oh, this is going to be so tight. There's going to be no space for them, really. And Brandon has it again.
Fending him off again.
Nothing. Probably the last lap was a bit illegal, to be honest, from Brandon, but this lap was okay. He's trying to go down the outside again. Not going to work, and Jacob's just behind him as well. Jacob can't quite get close enough.
Very risky. Yeah, he's backed out.
But Jacob, meanwhile, is getting back up.
Looks like F1 Ham Fan just running away with the race here.
I was saying that Jacob's getting up. He will run off to the curbs. Yeah, there's no chance of an overtake here.
Oh, he's lost it.
Brandon's lost it on the exit of the corner.
Jacob's gonna
and now Jacob's right on the back of him.
Well, I think
surely he'll have the position here. It's not a place you normally want to overtake.
Now.
But no.
Oh, he's cut across him there.
It was only one move though, so I think that was probably legal. But that's very risky move
off the track. Jacob's losing the back end, but saved it. And Brandon's got a bit twitchy on the exit. Jacob's going to try re-overtake him again. I think they touched a little bit.
Meanwhile, this is just bringing King Gamers in the McLaren just completely back. King Gamers, fair play to him, getting himself up. He was pretty much last in qualifying. Couldn't really get the lap in.
We need to look at this gap between Georgie and F1 Ham Fan.
Oh, and here's Jacob. Oh, Jesus, that is absolutely ridiculous from... He nearly completely cut across Jacob and nearly took out his front wing, basically.
And side by side into turn 1.
That was very dangerous indeed.
Jacob's through.
It was a max move, really. And sector 3, we have a yellow. Oh, and it's Matthew. He's out the race. I just caught that. He just crashed into the wall.
I think we should have an interview to see what happened.
Yeah. And there's a safety car. Safety car's out.
Full
safety car.
This has really helped.
And just as that happens, a 5-second stop-go penalty. What has happened there? That's calamity. Jacob's now down to 5th. There must have been, under the safety car, there must have been a bit of an incident when Brandon slowed down. When Jacob either slowed down or Brandon slowed down, and then they hit each other, clearly. We probably should have an interview with Matt, so I would invite him, Ben. This would be a perfect time under safety car, really. Let's go on board with F1 Ham Fan. Probably the best man to look at because he will be...
Matthew, include your audio. We want to give you an interview.
When did you get taken out? Oh, I didn't even see that. Anyway, put your audio on. Have you included your audio?
Include your audio. Stop complaining. Include your audio. We are giving you an interview. Matthew, you're wasting our time.
F1 Ham Fan's in. F1 Ham Fan decides to come in. probably a tactical thing, I imagine, to try and get onto those next tyres.
No, when I was coming into the pit lane,
Geordie in as well, Brandon in, of course, and Jacob in. Everyone looks to be coming in, actually.
As I was slowing down to go in the pits as usual.
Looks like everyone's coming in, actually.
The rear and
this
made
is going
me
to
go
be a
over
big
the
pile-up.
And
Brandon's having to wait a long time. That's not helping. Jacob jumps in,
I've got
actually.
So, can you include
and then
your
he tried
audio,
to
please?
hit me off again at turn 9.
Can you include your audio, please?
I have.
King Gamers is the only one who hasn't.
Right.
Okay, so Matthew,
what happened at the start?
Well, the reason why I got spun out was because Jacob squeezed me off at turn 4, where the safety car is now. And then
you know you can. Well, actually, no, you probably can't record.
I was put under threat by
maybe.
the car behind, and then he went for a move that wasn't going to be there, and I spun. And then when I lost front wing off the McLaren, and then when I was coming into the pits, Tilted Feather has ran me up the rear.
Dragon Pro penalty. Sorry to interrupt you.
Dragon Pro is getting
quite
a few penalties.
Ran me up the rear, and it's made me speed up, and I've run over the pit line at like 120 mile an hour because of it. 5 seconds stop go, and they tried to take me out again at turn 9 where everyone is now, and he ended up spinning.
Well, okay then. So we understand you're pretty fuming. By the way, was the crash intentional or not, or did you just lose it?
What? The first lap?
No, the way that you did your neft out the race.
When I crashed out the race, oh, that was me losing the backhand.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I only just caught on with that. Anyway, thanks, Matthew. Sorry
Thank you for the interview. We'll catch you next time.
At least I got pole.
Yeah, that was a really good pull.
So, could you leave the party?
Anyway, we rejoin back the action. Lap 6 of 29. Still a long way to go. Tactical
Matt, could you leave the party, please?
pit stops by everyone but King Gamers, who stayed out, is on 5 lap old softs. That's not really going to go well for him. We could end up with a big pile up between him and F1 Ham 44.
Should we interview the top 3?
We don't top 3 right now. No.
No. Yeah, but can I?
Oh, after the race.
Can I do 3rd and 2nd place, and you can do 1st?
Yeah, right. After the race. Anyway.
Yeah.
King Gamers getting up his tyres to temperature. I think the only time you ever really see a safety car in this game is at Barhain, really. Every other track, you hardly have a safety car. What's going on there with...
So, this safety car restart might be very enjoyable, because we have King Gamer, who was in the midfield.
And also, you can hold up everyone, so I wonder what tactics King Gamers is going to use.
And Georgie, this could give him a chance to win the race here. This could
give him a chance to win the race. He's on equal tyres now than the Ham 44. If he had kept going, maybe there would have been a bit of a difference, maybe. Also, the fact that King Gamers is in the way will help Georgie as well. Help Jacob. Jacob has really profited from this, because he was crashed and was behind Brandon already.
Let's take a look at the penalties. We have some warnings in lap 1. Matt had a
quite a lot, actually.
Dragon Pro has a stop go. Jacob has a stop go. Brandon has a stop go, and Dragon Pro has another stop go. So 3 people with stop goes there. This might change the course of the race.
I think people need to be more careful with the pit stop, because I don't know what happened with Matthew and Tilted Feather when they came into the pits. That was really dodgy. I don't know why Matthew was going full speed and then Tilted joined him. Shouldn't be doing that. Should be giving a gap between each other. So that was a bit...
Safety car should be coming in next lap, I believe.
Probably should be in this lap, really, to be honest. I mean, the amount of cars that have been held up now, the tyres are going to be so cold.
Yeah, safety
it's
car
in this lap. Here we go.
You want to be looking at Dory to see if you're
I'll take you through the restart.
Ham fan.
I'll take it through the restart. They're not really bunching up yet, but he just has to wait for the safety car. Not everyone's bunching up yet. It's just really Ham fan and King Gamers bunching up, but now they're bunching up. Dory's still getting his tyres to temperature. So is Brandon. This is very close indeed.
Right,
oh, Brandon nearly hitting Finney there. But I'll get the restart going. Here we go. We're ready for the start of the race again, and off they go. Now there's surely his green lights. No, not quite yet. Now we go. Surely.
Got a great run.
There's a few positions being contended there, and look at that. That's absolutely close. Look on the inside. Ballistic Barney going for a few positions. Oh, and this is going to be absolutely
Jacob.
close. There might be a
Jacob
few
went for a
incidents
move
here.
on
They're so
Gordy.
close, actually. Ballistic Barney losing a few places, actually. Oh! And Brandon's hit into, I think it's Aaron. What has happened? Dale's out of the race.
There's been a massive crash here.
It's been an absolute big collision there. Everyone was way too close.
Chaos at the safety car restart.
Dragon down to 10th, down back into last. Dale out of the race. Oh my goodness me, look at Tilted
Brandon
Feather.
didn't
What is
move.
going on? There is a lot of disobedient behaviour going on right now. They should be
he's
so
taken out
close.
Aaron back
Oh,
place.
and that's resulted in Aaron back place being collected by Tilted Feather.
I think we're
Jesus
gonna have to
Christ.
Look at, Tilted Feather's driving here.
Gonna have to have a look at a lot of incidents because Jesus Christ, there was way too much commotion going on there.
Yeah, Dragon Pro's on the back of Ballistic Barney. Georgie, I think,
But
is
F1
having...
Hand Fight 4's lose this, and I've just remembered Geordie's lost a load of places. I didn't even see that.
He's got no front
He's
wing.
down to 6th.
Oh, Jacob's overtaken King Gamers, and so is F1 Ham Fan. I think F1 Ham Fan.
Yeah, this is where F1 Ham Fan can now get away, really, basically. But here he goes,
very
yep,
sad
F1
for
Ham
Gordy.
44.
He's looking very good, and then he just got tapped. I don't know who he got tapped by.
King Gamers was going very wide there, and look at Brandon. Brandon on the back of Jacob. That's a really weird line across the straight. I don't know why Jacob's on the inside. He's trying to
Jacob's
block
trying to covering the inside.
straight line speed, and look at Brandon. He's absolutely on the back of
let's
him.
invite
Ooh.
Dale for an interview.
Yeah,
to
we
see
invite
what
Dale and have an interview with him. I'll have the interview with him. But anyway, here's on the inside is Brandon. Down into the...
Dale,
sector
Kieran
1
would like
split.
to interview you, so include your audio.
So, Dale, please include your audio. And don't play anything, by the way. Right, okay, Dale. It wasn't a greatest qualifying, because of course you didn't set a lap. Was there any reason for that? Just disconnection, really? You need to speak up a bit, Dale.
Yeah, I know,
So actually what happened with your incident in going out the race, really? Because we didn't really properly see it. We saw a few people going off, and then I saw your Force India spinning, but didn't really get a glimpse of it. Do you know what actually happened?
I think it was Georgie and a Mercedes. They hit each other.
No, not Georgie. Georgie's not in a Mercedes. He's in a Haas. He was one of the
it was
Haas.
him and a Mercedes. I think.
Yeah, that would
And then-
explain for the fact that Georgie's down in 5th, but we didn't really see it properly because the problem was the camera angle was absolutely terrible. If only we could save replays in this game,
Yeah, I didn't have to.
because then we'd have to have race directors for everyone. Well, we're sorry about that, but we'll try and make sure something's done with that, really. Although, to be honest, it won't make much difference because it's only a pre-season race.
Pre-season race, so that I don't think any action will be taken. But
It'll be looked at, though, for the actual
Yeah.
race.
Thank
Anyway, let's get
you
back to
for
the
the
action.
interview.
Here is
Maybe
Aaron
it's the
Batts
party
plays. No, sorry, here's Georgie battling with Clara Aston. Now, that's quite a weird thing going on there. Georgie now at the disadvantage.
Georgie
of
has no
everyone
front
else.
wing though, so and Claret.
Does he not? For me, he does.
Oh yeah,
You mean
does.
he's got only a bit of front wing?
It looks like
Clara
Brandon's
is
closing
absolutely
the gap
on Georgie.
Hamfan.
He's going to have to be careful. He's going to go down the inside into this corner. Oh, it's going to be so close with Dragon in the way, who I think has disconnected. Yep.
Yeah, Dragon
So
has
Dragon's out of the way.
disconnected.
Dragon's out of the race.
Well, that's going to give Georgie DRS. Sorry, I think. Let me have a check. No, it doesn't.
It will also give Claret DRS, but the problem is that equals with Georgie just getting away. F1 Ham 44 just pulling away, really. Brandon's not getting
But
that
Brandon's
close.
catching. Brandon's catching.
Brandon,
He's gained 4
yeah, he is
tenths
actually.
this
He's got
lap.
a 10th up. He's gained 4 tenths. So F1 Ham 44 not quite getting to the groove there. Jacob going wide. Georgie still
Jacob
got
actually has
Claret
front wing
all over the back
damage.
of him, actually. For some reason it says Dragon Pro's on an outlap in the race.
I'm gonna give him an invite
He's
back.
on mediums apparently as well. Was he actually on mediums? Because that's a
Yeah, I
bit odd.
think so.
Georgie into the pit. Oh, Georgie, that was a bit of a weird move. He nearly went into the pits. But Jacob's in the pits, actually. I imagine I know what tyres he's going to go on. But anyway, he has a stop-go penalty, actually, so that's why. He's going on to mediums. That's a bit of an odd choice, don't you think?
They will go to
I'd
the
say
end though.
so. Wouldn't softs go to an end?
Right, so now
New pair of softs?
I don't think so, but Georgie is...
Well, now they would.
Brandon's just lost 4 attempts. Dragon Pro has rejoined the lobby.
Don't know what he's going to do, though, because he's so far behind. Anyway, Brandon
is
just
now
losing a bit
time.
of time, actually. He's lost just a few attempts. Anyway, Georgie now into Ferg. He's still got Claret over the back of him, and Claret will have DRS here, and this will be a real good chance. But the problem is, Georgie has that better exit. But look at it. Look at Claret. He's got the chance. He better not overtake, because that's not a good place to overtake. He's going to try.
He's gone up his inside.
Oh, that's not a place to overtake, and that was evident from the fact he couldn't get past.
It says we have a sector 3 yellow.
And Georgie just went over the curbs, and that gave Claret a chance on the inside. Decent move. Not a place you want to overtake, though, and it's just bringing King Gamers in. Claret surely has to get the chance on the straight. But then look at King Gamers. We probably want to have a look.
I think
King
Georgie
Gamers
might
as
get
well, who will be
overtaken by
so
3
close.
people here. 2 people,
Here we go.
sorry.
Claret's best chance.
Come onto the inside.
Switches to
King
the inside, but look
Gamers.
at King Gamers. He's all over as well. And King
King
Gamers
Gamers
trying to
is
go
gonna
down the inside as well.
Oh, King
And
Gamers
Claret's
following
got it.
through. They've touched. Georgie's sticking on the inside. Aaron Backplace has
Oh, and
retired.
Aaron Backplace is out of the race.
3 wide. 3 wide.
Oh, that's not going to work well.
Actually,
That is absolutely
King-
ridiculous, and that was never going to really end well. Didn't end up in a crash, but it could
Georgie
have.
is still holding on to this 3rd place. Oh, Claret's made a mistake. Oh, but Claret's dive bombed. Shoved George. But King Gamers has gone through. Claret has dive bombed and cost Georgie the 3rd. And now King Gamers is going to just get away
This is not
with
going to work well either.
Oh,
Down on the
Georgie
inside,
shoved
he's
him off the
doing what he
track.
did to Claret. Not really going well at all, to be honest.
I think there's going to be
For any of them.
some... There might be some arguments later between these two. Let's hope none of them overreact.
I imagine dive bombing is really going to have to be investigated, especially and under a safety car situation. We have to say that there's no weaving just before the start, because there was a lot of weaving going on just before
King
the start.
Gamer.
So everyone was so close that people were just straight lining each other, and that's why there was a load of crashes after the restart. Hopefully, there's not another one.
I think Claret's not going to play nice now with Dawdy.
Well, he won't do that, but he won't be happy if he ends up getting on the podium and gets an interview. He'll be literally Finny, and everyone will get an interview. Anyway, Georgie
Claret's back. Claret's on
has
the back,
Claret all over
but
him
Georgie
again.
has got DRS
But he's got
as well.
DRS as well. Oh, he's going to try to go down the inside
Geor-
himself.
Oh, Georgie's almost
Nearly.
taken out King Games
Just
there.
backs out with it.
If he had broken any
This is a
later,
real good
King
battle
Games
between
would have
these
spun.
two. Ballistic Barney's getting close as well. This is a real good battle between all
Brandon's
these three.
gained 4 attempts.
Oh, and look at
Oh.
Georgie on the inside. That surely has to be the move. They
Oh,
they
he
collect a bit
touched.
and
And
King
Claret
Gamers.
Aston's going through. King Gamers has lost out
a lot
there.
of changes here. And King Gamers, absolutely. Let's go on board with King Gamers. I think that's the best view to see what Claret and Georgie are doing. King Gamers getting a nice line through there. This is going to be really difficult, to be honest, for these two to keep with each other. They're not going to play nice with each other. And none of them are going to stay in
King
the
Gamers
position
has
that they
almost
are
hit
right now, for
Claret.
sure. Yeah, that happens a lot. You see that quite a lot. Dawdy on the outside. Claret getting...
I don't
just
think
turn into
Claret
a
will
bit
make
to get some
move
bit
here,
of slipstream.
but he's going to break
Definitely
later.
won't. Dawdy a bit
Georgie
wide off the
hasn't got
exit
a
of the
good corner
corner.
there.
Remember, these are softs. This is not helping the tyres either.
Oh, he's going to go up his
Meanwhile,
inside.
Jacob still... And he's going down the inside. That's a really good switchback
Great
move there.
from Claret Aston.
But look at Georgie. He's now going to try and go down on the inside. I've seen a lot of incidents with Georgie in Bahrain doing those kind of moves. And he nearly did it as well, but what a move by Georgie
Up
actually
his
again.
inside.
Claret did seem a bit slow through there, and he probably could have protected it, but he's just trying to be as nice as he
Claret
can.
is not going to get DRS either, so he might get over. So basically, he's all up to the car.
Maybe the chain's finally going to be broken. King Gamers does have DRS though.
Oh, he's
Claret
outbroken
nearly on the
himself
back
there a
of
little
Georgie.
bit. I think Georgie's just
King
now
Gamers
going
be
to
so
get away.
close. I think the chain is a bit broken now, actually. I think the chain's just broken
F1
enough now that
Hamfam
Georgie can
and
get away.
Brandon, they aren't gaining. I think they're just gaining and
Brandon's
losing.
not gaining. And F1 Ham 44 is just pulling away now. Brilliant drive in the Sauber, the British driver who uses Sweden as a nationality. Number 16, I believe. I think I've seen. Oh, and King Gamers and Claret switched, and King Gamers has done what Claret did to Georgie just a lap ago, but more clean.
Georgie's starting to get away.
Really.
Oh,
And
King
now-
Gamers made a mistake. And he's got 3
And King
second
Gamers
time
has a
penalty for
3-second time penalty. I would say I would revoke that, to be honest, because he went wide. He made a mistake. He didn't gain an advantage. He lost a place from that. So that's a bit of a bad judgment by the game. Number 19 in the McLaren
Right,
King Gamers.
Ballistic
Ballistic
Barney
Barney,
and Dragon
meanwhile,
are
was catching
catching
back up. Dragon's really fought back well, considering he was out of the race. But Jacob's race is not going anywhere now. I think going on mediums hasn't been a good idea for him. F1 had
Fastest
44,
lap there.
139.
Actually, Brandon
lap.
lost a second. I think the battle has been ended here, but Claret has got.
Well, King Gamers
DRS
is in
on
the pits, of
Georgie.
course. King Gamers is in the pits to change his tyres, I imagine. He doesn't have a stop go, I don't think. He might. And then he comes into the pits, going on to... What's he going to be going on to? He's going to be going on to mediums.
Ballistic Barney's followed it in.
Going on to mediums? I'm sure he could finish on softs, really, couldn't he?
Ballistic Barney's got front wing change.
He's done like 9 laps. He could do... No, he can't. Well, he probably could stretch them. Could, King Gamers. Stretch some new softs. Considering he was battling before, he could probably do it. Yeah, but yeah, Ballistic Barney, of course, in as well. Can't
Not
even get on
really
him,
any
actually.
battles on track at the moment. But the closest
I'm switching
drivers
through
are
everyone.
Claret and Georgie at the moment.
Well, F1 Half 44 is just immensely driving away. No mistakes, really. The only mistake was probably on the restart, really, to be honest. But that didn't really count for anything. Georgie has really benefited from the fact that he's got away from Claret, because now he has no troubles with Finney, but he is still being catched by Claret. Because Claret is just so much more.
Claret, oh, he's gained quite
I think the
a lot
loss of the
through there.
race... I think the loss of the race, really, is Jacob. He's really nowhere. He's now behind
F1 Ham
King
fans
Gamers,
setting
who he
the
was ahead
fastest
of
laps after
just
fastest
before he
laps.
pitted for the stop go.
I think he will win this race.
For sure. Brannon looks good. Georgie comes into the pits. Claret stays
Probably
out.
for a front wing change as well.
Let's see if King Gamers has had a very good outlap. I don't think so, to be honest. But then, yet again, he probably could. Although the interval between
King Gamers
him and
didn't
Georgie
change
is
his-
24 seconds.
King Gamers didn't change his front wing though.
But then the gap is like 24 seconds. An average pit stop is about around here 19, 20. Let's see. Oh, he might get him. I think he's going to get him as King Gamers. He's probably going to get Georgie here. It's going to be really close as they come down.
Yeah,
Oh,
King Gamers.
How close is it? He's got him.
Got him.
And so is Jacob.
Ballistic Barney's
Oh,
retired.
that is not really worked out well for Georgie at all.
Ballistic Barney's
That
retired.
has not worked
What
well.
has Tilted Feather done? He's just sped straight into the pits.
Yeah, he has done that before, actually. He did that when he crashed into Matthew earlier in the race. He's on to mediums. He has a stop go anyway, so that's why he's had to come in. And
Let's
he's
get
probably
an
created
interview
another
from
stop go.
Ballistic Barney.
Oh, I only just realised he's out of the race. How did that happen? I don't think
I
he
have
can
no
speak,
idea.
by the way, actually.
No, I invited Brandon. What the? What?
Oh, don't invite Brandon.
What?
Oh, Brandon's in the lead. Hang on.
F1
How
Ham
did that
fan.
happen?
I think F1 Ham fan made a mistake.
That's clear. I haven't seen that, but F1 Ham 44 has made a mistake that could cost him the race. They're on same tyres, still with a stop to go. That's not good. F1 Ham 44 is going to have to do either an undercut on Brandon or an overcut. Preferably, probably an overcut, if I'm honest. Though probably an undercut because they've done 11 laps now. Dragon's in.
Yeah, he has
He has a stop go as well. A lot of people have a stop goes, to be honest. Can't really remove the stop goes because that I would have to calculate the amount.
I think Dragon's going to
That's
come
not
out
really
behind.
possible. King Gamers has
Geordie.
really benefited from this. But can Claret? Claret's probably might get ahead of King Gamers, and he might be going on for a podium, actually. Might be a 1 and 3 for... no, 2 and 3, sorry, for Sauber. But F1 Ham 44 could still win this race.
Georgie's on the back of
A
Jacob.
mistake. Oh, yep, just followed that now and he's easily got him. But Jacob goes down the inside. This is a bit of a risky move just for this position, despite the fact he's on all the tyres. And that looked a
Barney, do you
bit
have a mic?
conspicuous. I don't think Ballistic Barney does have a mic, so I wouldn't even invite. Oh, and F1 Ham 44 has a penalty. I have seen that quite consistently before in other leagues where he's had a penalty and that's cost him the race. And he has a 3-second time penalty to add to his woes of losing first place. He now has a 3-second time penalty. It looks like Brandon's on for the win. How things can change.
You know, there can be mistakes.
Georgie and Jacob still together. He's got the inside coming through into the sweeping right-hander onto the second sector split. Jacob has literally no chance, but there is a bit of glitching going on between the two. Jacob's race is literally nowhere. He's having to battle for a position which he'll lose anyway. Claret in the pits. King Gamer. Can Claret get ahead? I think Claret's going to be ahead. Mate. Claret's probably going to be ahead.
I think Feather
it's going to be close. It's going to be close. And it is close, and Claret just has it. But look, on the outside goes King Gamers. This is going to be really close as they come down. Oh, and King Gamers is now ahead of Claret with the DRS. Sector 1, yellow. I wonder if that... Oh, and he's hit the back of King Gamers, and Claret has lost a bit of his front wing.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I think F1 Ham 44 might have lost a bit of front wing as well, because he's really struggling around those corners.
I think Tilted Feather has pit assist on.
Oh, that's why he's going so fast. Oh.
So I think for Australia we were going to restrict pit assist.
I don't think so, to be honest, because he probably can't race if he doesn't have that. He doesn't really gain anything, to be honest. But then, yet again, we kind of need that to be off, because he might end up crashing into someone. It's kind of a bit of an odd one, if I'm honest. But yeah, we'll probably turn it off. Anyway, F1 Ham 44 is in, so he's going to have to really make a good use of these tyres and have a good outlap to beat Brandon. Brandon can just now pit and probably be ahead.
That's very odd.
Yeah, and as I said, don't know why he's going on mediums. Probably he could easily finish on the softs.
That was a glitch.
Oh no, sorry, softs. Oh, softs. Yeah, he's on softs, so he's going to finish with softs, which is a really good choice. Yep. Is he going to be caught with anyone? It looks like he isn't. Just about. And Dragon Pro sets the fastest lap. Very good lap there, 1:29.7.
Claret's right on the back of King Gamers.
But anyway,
it's a 32-second
really
gap between F1 Ham Fam and Brandon.
He's going to have a really good outlap. As I suspected, I think the mistake might have brought F1 Ham 44's wing off a bit of it, one of his end plates, and that's why it's cost him this win, maybe. He has gained a second in the first sector, though, but Brandon is literally coasting, surely to pit. He's going to be ahead, easily. He doesn't even have to pit this lap, if I'm honest. He could even go on to Super Softs if he went long enough, actually. Could insult F1 Ham, but he isn't. He's going to pit, and he's going to be on softs for sure.
Brandon's going to come out way ahead.
8 runners left, with 4 drivers out. We already spoke to Aaron, not Aaron, sorry. We both spoke to Dale and Race Eliminate. He's got a stop go actually. Did Brandon?
Yeah, so that might cost him the lead actually.
Few seconds.
This might cost him the lead.
No, it won't. Definitely not. F1 Ham 40 was only just turned around the last corner, so for sure Brandon's going to be ahead and on better tyres. That's not really worked out for F1 Ham 44. Not the greatest about, well, probably a decent outlap, but just not enough. And Brandon is ahead.
It's a 3-second gap. We might have a battle for first here. Also, King Gamers isn't that far off either. Neither is Claret and Georgie. So Georgie still has a possibility of winning the race.
Ben, if I need to go, then I'll just have to use this amount of footage. Because I might have to go. Who knows?
Okay.
Anyway, old Georgie and Claret still battling, and Georgie's now got back ahead of Claret.
King Gamers is in a world of his own a little bit.
A few laps we'll be looking at our driver of the day.
He's knocked his front wing off. And
he's out. He's hit the wall.
Let's give him an interview.
Has he hit the wall or has he just retired?
No, he retired by himself.
Well, I don't know why he did that, because he was still in a very good position. You probably have to interview Claret now. Unless he had to go. But I don't imagine he would have to go because he's normally always on. So we've got 7 runners
There's
left
going to be a
now.
battle for first here.
Surely, yeah. Yeah, Ham fan's really doing good on these tyres, actually. Ranner's not really getting used to these ones yet. This is going to be close. But remember, he's got the 3-second time penalty anyway. F1 Ham 44 with the fastest lap, 1:29.3. If he ends up winning this race, definitely for driver of the day, I would say. But I don't think he is going to win it. But who knows? Many laps to go left. Let's go on King Gamers. Really good in 3rd. Georgie in 4th. Catching, actually, King Gamers. So there is a chance for a podium battle as well. Dragon Pro nicely in 5th. Jacob down in 6th. Not the best of races for him. Tilted Feather down in 7th. And Jacob might not even finish the race on these tyres, if I'm honest. Anyway. On board with F1 Ham 44. Actually, not on board him now.
Going to be a battle here.
This is a very nice helicopter view, actually. On the back of his rear wing. Probably shouldn't be on the back of his rear wing, but here we go. He's got DRS. He's not going to pass here, but he's going to be close. Sector 2, yellow. What is that for? Oh, it's Jacob. He's hit the wall. Looks like he's going to be out the race. He's done the same thing he did in qualifying, and Jacob's hit the wall, and that might be the end of his race.
Claret, include your audio, and I can give you an interview.
Right, we'll do that.
Right, so qualifying for you, it was a good, decent one. You had a nice position, got a good start, but just tell me what happened.
Jacob
Oh, we
race.
have another retirement, but just tell me what happened between that dive bomb and just some of the collisions you've had.
Well, Doherty's dive bombed me about 200 times in one race, and so has Gamers. The incident with Dale, where Dale went out, Dale, under the safety car, everyone was going, like, they were all weaving. I didn't want to get near them, because
Yeah, that's what I kind of
got-
complained about. The weaving just before the start is a bit, you know, dodgy. 'Cause
but-
then you end up having people way
Yeah,
too close.
'cause
Sorry
And you
Brandon
end up
to
got-
having
intervene,
collisions on the
but
straight.
F1 Ham fan is first.
Yeah, he is. Brandon got a 5-second time penalty, because when he was in AI mode, because Jacob has hit him apparently, a collision on the safety car due to weaving. And then so I was just trying to stay back, and on the restart, I didn't get the best restart, and on the exit, Doherty and Brandon I think made contact, if I'm sure.
If
And
I'm
then-
honest, you guys need to really be a bit more cleaner in racing in terms, because there's a lot of problems being arised here, like dive bombs, poor moves.
Yeah, because Doherty and Brandon
Yeah.
Cutting
made
across.
contact on the track, and then
Yeah, it could be quiet for a second.
And
We'll
then-
interview in a sec.
and then when me and Dale incident, after Doherty and Brandon had made contact, someone rejoined, and Dale had hit me, and I lost exit on the curb and spun into Dale. I lost my back end and hit Dale, and then up onto turn 4 after my pit stop, I lost my red end plate because Gamers had brake checked me into turn 4. I then lost my end plate.
Well, we're sorry about that. Yeah,
And
there
then-
was a lot of problems really going on.
And then Doherty again dive bombed me down the inside in into turn like at the end of sector 1, and I just fed up and decided.
Okay,
to
we
retire.
have Georgie is just overtaken King Gamers.
Oh, Georgie. Yeah, he's on the inside. Keep missing these bloody moves
Right.
for podiums, and he's got
Thank
it
you for
really
joining for the
easily,
interview,
actually.
Clark. You may leave when you want to. So, Jacob.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, turn
happened?
off, uninclude your audio, by the way.
Oh, right,
I've done it.
And leave the
I'm
party.
gonna begin with
If
the
you don't-
start
if you don't
race.
have to
So
leave
the
the
start
party, but-
race when the 5 red lights went out.
Oh
I
no,
had
I'll
an
interview Jacob.
amazing
Jacob, have you
start,
included your audio?
and then I made contact with
Jacob.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay, alright, okay. No, start again.
It-
Right, okay, so Jacob, there was quite a few problems in that race, really. I can't remember. I think you had quite a decent start. There was a few things going on. So what really happened under that safety car incident with Brandon, first of all?
So basically, so at the start of the race, 5 red lights went out. I had a terrible. Well, I had a decent start. I saw Matt on my apps.
I would skip.
and
I would
then-
skip to. I was trying
Yeah,
to
I made contact with
highlight the Brandon incident. Can you skip to that, please?
Oh, okay. So basically, I was really confused because I hadn't. It said, right, when the safety car came out, I passed Brandon, right, and then it said that I have to let the position back through, and then he just rammed straight into me, and then I went off the track and let gamers through as well.
Oh, right.
And then I had
Yeah, at one point,
5 second
at
stop
one
for
point
him.
when you made that undercut under the pit, it looked really good, and then you just lost like a few positions out of nowhere. I think it was the stop go, and then decided to go on the mediums.
At the restart, Ham Fan and gamers were fighting for first, I think it was.
Do you know anything about the Dale incident? 'Cause there was a lot of
Gamers-
problems going on with like Aaron bats and a load of other things.
King Gamers like basically didn't really brake check me, but he was fighting Ham Fan. He got kind of pushed off the track, had to brake really early, and then I pressed really early on the brakes.
I'd like to go back
I
to the
pressed
racing now.
brake, and then he
Sorry
did-
for interrupting, but
I
thanks for the interview,
literally,
Jacob. If
I
you can
literally
include your audio
can't
now.
Yeah. And then
You may leave when you want to.
Right. Right, back
Yeah,
onto the
well-
racing. Brandon's now just behind F1 Fan 44. There was a little bit of a collision coming down into the hairpin. But here we go. Still going it, and very wide again. There's a lot of problems with people going very wide. Remember, F1 Ham 44 has a penalty. 3-second time penalty, but I don't know if Brandon has a
Brandon,
second time
on
penalty
the
or
outside.
just stop goes. Oh, on the outside. Oh my goodness me. That
Oh,
was a
nice move.
Lester Barney left the session. I don't even know what happened there with it looked like F1 Ham 44 was just conceding there because he looked very slow going down to the corner. Well, maybe he's just preparing the move and the switch back on Brandon. Brandon has to tuck back into the air.
Oh,
Now he's going to go down the inside,
went for a
maybe.
move.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
they
poor
touched.
decision. He doesn't really want to be getting a penalty, does Brandon? He has to remember. He has to remember F1 Ham 44 has the penalty. He can see it as well. Doherty behind as well, might catch.
Oh, he's gone wide.
Probably won't know. Ham 44 going wide.
Oh, but Brandon's got a very bad corner there. F1 Ham Fan made a mistake. This is going to be a very
Got 5
close
laps to
battle
go.
for the win.
Pretty much less than that now. Probably should be thinking about our driver today. Probably on the 28th lap. Oh, and again the incident at the hairpin. They really need to be more careful with each other there. Because oh no, that rejoining, that was dangerous indeed. Indeed.
I think it looks like Brandon will be the driver of the day if he does win.
He has made a lot of mistakes though. I must be honest. And oh, and F1 Ham 44 spun it. Oh, and George better be careful. And he's not. And he's crashed.
Georgie's been crashed.
F1 Ham 44 spun, and Georgie wasn't careful to get out the way. Oh, and that's ended up horribly bad. It all started from Brandon with a poor move. And F1 Ham 44, we have to have an interview with Georgie now. That was absolutely... Oh. Please invite Georgie. That was absolutely... Tilt Feather's now out, so we have 4 drivers left with 4 laps to go. That was absolutely ridiculous. And it looks like Brandon's going to win the race. F1... I don't know who went off there. It looks like someone was off at the political corner. Right, Ben, can you invite?
Yeah, I'm inviting him.
Can I have the interview? I would like to, because I saw the incident. Looks like Brandon's... Oh, Brandon's let him through Ham, I think. Oh, Ham's lost it. Damn it, thing. I think... don't include your audio yet. We need to see what's happening. Oh, Brandon's let him through a Ham fan. That's very nice of him, actually. Brandon's let him through a Ham fan. Right, okay. Geordie, include your audio, please.
Yeah.
Have you done? Alright then, Georgie. Was looking like a decent race. A bit of times it was going off the knife edge. A bit of battles with Jacob and King Gamer and Brandon as well. There's a lot of battles going on. And then, of course, you had the battles with Claret. So, did you enjoy those ones, or there was a bit of a problem with some of the incidents, dive bombs and stuff like that?
Absolute big problems. They cannot drive to save their lives. Honestly, if I was an F1 driver, I would kick him out the score. Honestly.
There was a lot of problems going on.
F1 Ham fan needs to get out of the way of the track. If he's off, he needs to get out of the way.
I don't remember
I know.
F1 Ham 44 making
I've
any
got so
problems though.
many
I don't think he did
recordings
anything.
of them crashing me off. So
I know.
I think Ham fans should get a.
Okay, we'll get on to.
Brandon should get a 10-second penalty.
But do you mean the way that you went
Right,
out of the race,
Rapids.
Georgie?
Huh?
Do you mean the way that you went out of the race, referring to Ham fan?
Yeah.
Oh,
you
well,
can't
that
do
wasn't really Hamfan's fault. Brandon was trying to go on the Hamfan, and then
No, but you don't
spun him
understand.
out.
I saw him move across. I've got a clip.
But the fact,
To be honest, by the time he got back on, by the time he got onto the track and was able to move, Georgie, you
The
already
amount
come
of
and you
times
already
I
crashed
lost my
into him.
front wing.
we know
I
you
kind of
had,
feel that the responsibility was on you, Georgie, to move out of the way, but I don't know.
we know
We'll have a look at that
everyone's
one
had
again because I already have it on
problems,
film.
but me and Kieran fully understand.
By the way,
what,
the battle for first is now more closer than ever because King Gamer is now
can I say
involved in
something?
it as well.
I'm just saying that we are going to be enforcing things for Australia. We're going to be enforcing things for
Especially
Australia.
safety car manners
Especially
as well. There's
safety
a lot
car
of weaving going on
manners,
even
how
before the
people
start.
are racing, and how Tilt Feather just charges into the pit lane.
We'll have to turn on pit thing. We'll have to turn off pit assist.
Oh,
Oh, that is a risky move
so
from Brandon. He really needs to be more careful
you may
with his
leave
moves
when
on the
you
inside.
want. We speak to you soon.
They are still battling well. We're getting a lot of
One more
battling, but the
thing.
problem is that at
Yeah.
times it's really, really way too on the edge.
How are they
Cutting
on
back his
How are
hand.
they on soft tires? I don't get it.
Oh, because they pit again. And they've
Oh,
done 2
he's been
stops.
squeezed.
Oh, dear.
You need to watch this racing. You need to put on penalties. I know it's a pre-season race, but in Australia you've got to be on the penalties. Yeah. All right. Bye.
We are
Yeah,
anyway.
We are. We're not going to give any penalties this race. We just need to.
Force a few things. We need to have
Yeah.
a drivers' meeting. Oof. Dragon Pro in 4th now, setting the fastest laps, but he's distant away from everyone else. On lap 28, driver of the day, Ben.
Looks like King Gamers. He's had a very nice race. He's
I'd
come
agree as
up
well. King
from
Gamers has
ninth.
done a solid race, not done too many problems. There has been a few iffy issues, but most of them have been caused by just general racing. But anyway, last lap looks like Brannon's surely going to win the race now, unless and Hamfan's lost it again.
Into the wall. I think
He's still going to get a podium if he keeps going.
still,
The
yeah,
Dragon's
still
way
going
far
to get
off, so he might as
podium.
well just keep going. But King Gamers now definitely, I think, is driver of the day for the fact that he's going to get second on medium tyres, 13 lap old medium tyres as well. And who knows, he might end up winning the race if Brandon makes a little mistake. It's all under pressure now. He's really gaining, actually, as he was until, of course... Actually, no, he is gaining very well. He's about second behind Brandon now. He could win the race, couldn't he?
People keep
Last lap.
complaining. It's very annoying. Geordie's. We're gonna have a drivers meeting.
We'll have a drivers meeting tomorrow. We'll have a drivers briefing tomorrow, right? GPDA or bit, whatever they have, the GPA meetings. We'll have one of them. We'll have to. We have the drivers briefing tomorrow. But anyway, here we go. Last lap. Doesn't look like King Gamers is probably going to win the race now, but if Brandon does make one little mistake, he will win the race. Well, King Gamers, for sure. He'll pounce on it. Just Brandon's losing a lot of pace now, and this is a man who's on 14 lap old mediums, is still managing to get close to Brandon. But I think what's obvious is Hamfan, Dawdy, and a few others are really... It's actually quite close, I think.
This will be a close
top three.
championship indeed.
Thing is, though, we need to make sure that it's not too close, that there's crashes happening quite often.
Oh, Brandon's
Oh, and he's
won!
lost it! And I told you!
King Gamers
I
is
said
taking
so.
the win!
I told you. Told you it would happen. And definitely driver of the day. And King Gamers. It's come out of nowhere. And F1 Ham 44 has a penalty for hit multiple warnings.
It looks like
And King
Brandon's
Gamers,
gonna take P2.
I'm going to say it. He comes round the final corner. King Gamers.
What a win
race.
from
He's
King
weaving everywhere. He
Gamers.
can't believe it. And he's won the race. I told you it would happen. And look at F1 Ham and Brandon. They're going to be pretty much across the line together. That's what they're going to do, probably. Oh, Jesus Christ. And that is the end of that. And Dragon Pro is the only last person to finish the race. What an end to the race that was. I told you it could happen. One little mistake. And King Gamers pounces on it. And it's happened again. Brandon just way too much on the curb. People need to realise that. If you go on the curbs at Barhain like that, you're going to spin. Just waiting for Dragon Pro now. Who's really going slow, actually. He's run out of fuel. Right, we'll have to get the top 3 in. Just get the top 3 in. So that's F1 Ham 44, Brandon, and King Gamers. What race? I know King Gamers left the session, but oh god, it's gonna have Finny on it. They all left the
I'm gonna
session
put
now. That
top 3 join for interview.
invite them. Don't just say, just send a message. There he is on the podium. King Gamers. Win for McLaren. Look really good actually. F1 Ham 44, third, and of course second is Brandon. Knew it would happen, and it did. Really looking tight. Just need to fix on those problems with space, really. That's really mostly the important thing when you're setting up a league. You really need to enforce
Oh, where's King Gamers?
driver behaviour.
King
Might have gone
Gamers
off.
has come offline. Our winner has come offline.
That happens always. Do you know? That happens generally
Yeah,
all
we
the
need
time.
to invite flipping
F1
Brandon.
Ham 44.